All right, guys, so this is a really interesting clip. They're going to talk a little bit about the Bernie to Trump voter and the secret appeal of Trump and why he wound up winning some of those demographics, or at least doing much better with those demographics. Watch this.
There's a great Washington Post article where they're interviewing a Hispanic voter in Waterbury, Connecticut, who 8 years ago said he was angry at the Democratic Party because he couldn't vote for Bernie Sanders. This year, he voted for Donald Trump, and he did it because the price of groceries and the price of gas and the price of everything. And it didn't really matter if inflation had dropped to 2.2%. He's looking at the cumulative impact over the past 4 years, and things were just not as good for him economically today as they were 4 years ago because of inflation.
Yeah, that connects to what I was writing about the disconnect, the dissonance people feel in the Biden coalition about the Hunter Biden pardon, about giving up this idea that Democrats are the party of norms and democracy. A thing that a lot of Democrats found out in the election is that this is a very low trust when it comes to politicians' country. People do not have a lot of esteem for politicians. They might like their governor, their congressman, but if the assumption that most politicians are corrupt has been good for Donald Trump, people haven't connected it. Haven't connected that as a reason to vote against him. And the idea that Donald Trump was going to act, that he was strong, that he was beset by legal problems because he was such a bold and fearless actor was helpful to him. There were a lot of voters that I talked to, that the Post talked to, that found this, that no matter what was thrown at him, no matter what he did on January 6th, the fact that he looked like he was always trying to act and being stymied was powerful. And that overwhelmed some of the political critiques, some of the policy critiques of him. That's one reason that Democrats are a little more comfortable. Now, while they're criticizing in public the Biden pardon, some of them are angry that he said he wouldn't do it, then he did. Some of them, a little more quietly, are saying this is the sort of thing Donald Trump has gotten away with. This is the sort of thing that Bill Clinton got away with in the 90s when he was able to win a midterm, perform well in a midterm, rebuild his image afterward. Voters were more concerned with those, not just the economic problems they had, but more interested is, will this president be strong and act quickly and shake off the doubters and the haters and the lawyers? So this is the context, I think, for the Biden pardon. If the voters had said, no, we care more about the norms, we care more about a president who goes through the process, who is even going to sacrifice his own son to the legal system, then they would have won. They didn't win. So it looks like the country cares more about results or the appearance of results, action or the appearance of action, than it does about whether you're playing by these rules.
That's a great point, and I haven't heard it expressed in that way. That the fact that Trump doesn't care about the rules, doesn't care about the norms, the fact that he always appears like he's a man of action trying to get something done, that was a benefit. That was a benefit. So in other words, leaning into, oh my God, our institutions, oh my God, our norms, oh my God, democracy, that actually was a detriment to the Democrats. It was a detriment. Wow. Yeah, that's a bit of a slap in the face, huh? And this is what we've been talking about with the Hunter pardon, as they did here, which is like, okay, yeah, Biden said a million times he wasn't going to pardon Hunter, but then at the last minute he was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to pardon Hunter, and he just did it. And he even didn't go through the normal process and procedure one would go through to issue a pardon like that. And so the takeaway from that is, well, if the norms and the rules really don't matter, and people just want action, well, okay, here's some fucking action, right? And I think what people want is that mindset, but that mindset applied to helping the American people. So another great example is during the Build Back Better debate, they pulled out the portion on the minimum wage. And I think people would have respected, oh, the parliamentarian says we can't do it. That's nice. The parliamentarian is fired. Here's one that says we can do it. Oh, you have some Democratic senator holdouts who don't want to vote for this? All right, well, let me call them into my office, give them the carrot or stick approach, twist their arm, and say you vote for this or else. Do you want any funding for your next race, or do you want to be left out there in the dark on your own? Oh, would you look at that? They caved, and they decided to vote for it, and we got $15 minimum wage. So in other words, the fact that Trump is always finding ways around the rules, fighting back, being a man of action, that is the ultimate benefit. And it's almost like people didn't even care necessarily about the substance of Trump's endless action and endless flouting of the rules and the norms. They're just like, hey, he's doing something, so maybe there's a prayer that when he's in there, he'll do something for us. He'll say, fuck the rules and the norms and the institutions and bend the institutions to his will for our benefit. That's the mindset, right? That's the mindset. And, yeah, I mean, with the Hunter Biden pardon, you did see Democrats sort of adopt this to one extent or another, but it's a long way to go before that mindset is actually applied to helping the American people. And I should be clear, Trump is not going to use this mindset to help the American people. Trump is going to use this mindset for revenge and retribution against his political enemies. He cares about vengeance over everything else. So he also will not use the mindset to help the American people. But I think people, it was like a Hail Mary thing where, whoever was on the fence who ended up breaking for Trump, that's what they were thinking. And this is what Dave Weigel says, his piece explains that a lot of these people, I don't know, man, prices are high. I'm kind of struggling here. And I don't think the Democrats are going to do dick. And Trump is a rule breaker. And I like that he's a rule breaker. I like it. So it's kind of wild, right, to think about Trump and the 91 criminal charges against him and all of these things, that it actually literally could have helped him. Not even that, like, hey, it was like a neutral thing where it didn't help or hurt. That actually may have helped him. That he's viewed as this sort of unhinged man of action who's just not going to stop. Well, there you go. There you go. I like the way that they explained that and broke that down. But I don't know. We'll see if Democrats can actually steal that mindset and use it for good. I mean, almost like the defining characteristic of the Democratic Party has been not doing that my whole life. Has been, we're the guys who dot the I's and cross the T's and follow the rules and follow the procedure and harp away about our institutions and yada, yada, yada. This is the mindset that gets you, not only are we not going to get rid of the filibuster, we're not even going to make more exceptions to the filibuster to get our agenda through. Not even more exceptions. There's already 161 exceptions, and none of the Democrats were like, yeah, let's add more exceptions. Or go back to the talking filibuster to put the onus on the Republicans in this instance. Nope. So there you have it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.